We are live. This is Luke with Tailgating Challenge, and it's not sketchy. It's not sketchy night. It is Mr. Montana Max BBQ joining us as a special guest tonight.
How we doing?
I'm doing good. How are you doing tonight?
Hey, I cannot complain. Thank you so much for having us on the show. We are excited to be here and joining your community and talking all things flavor, right?
We are going to talk some things flavor. So for those that have tuned in, we didn't have a show last week. We had a conflict last week, but they tuned in earlier this month. We've been doing fun stuff with Montana Max all month. And when I think Montana Max, I think flavor. And so that's going to be our live giveaway tonight. We're going to show you different Montana Max seasonings and sauces to help upgrade your spring grilling game. And it's always cool to have the creator, the inventor, the brains behind the operation as a part of the show as well. So with that, one of the questions that I have for it is where were you you know what? I'm making seasonings. Where was that moment where it connected, where you said, you know what, I'm going to get into the seasoning, sauces, and flavor game?
So I'll give you the short version of the long story here. Is back before I was Montana Max BBQ, I was a professional musician. And I was out on tour and rocking and rolling. I played the bass guitar, and I ate horribly. And eating was just like a chore. Like I literally it was like I was living Super Size Me, okay? So I was eating all the fast food stuff 6 days a week, and I didn't enjoy eating. I just did it as a deal to maintain because I was eating the same stuff. And then after I got into cooking and started learning about how beautiful flavor was, I was just like, there's more people out there like me that are living bland lives without flavor, and why are they doing that? And so it became my mission to spread flavor, to help everyone up their flavor game, because the one thing that so many people do is they don't season their food, and it's so easy to take your cooking to the next level by just adding all natural awesome flavor. Cooking can be fun, it can be enjoyable, and heaven forbid, be tasty too. You can get all those things together, and that's our mission, is we make it easy, fun, and then bring in the flavor, up in your flavor game, and making it delicious.
No, that's very, very well said. I do see a comment I want to call out right now. Diane from our last show that one said she loved the Mountain Magic, tried it on a salad tonight, and even that made the salad fabulous. Let me make sure I use her right words. Fabulous,
That's
even
right.
on a salad.
Diane's referring to the magic right there. Thank you, Miss Jen. Yeah, Diane also shared with us some awesome potatoes that she made with it as well. And that's when we say all purpose, I mean, you can really use it on almost everything. And that's so awesome to hear that Diane was using that in her salad. I've got people that even get our Mountain Magic, and we use this. We made fajita tacos in the RV tonight. But I've got people that just even sprinkle that on their popcorn to give it extra pizzazz.
I haven't thought about the popcorn, so that is another thing to think about as well, too. So again, probably tons of different ways and unique ways for everybody to utilize some of these seasonings. So what I want to do now, again, this is also a live giveaway tonight. I'm going to show a few of these off, and I would like to hear from the brains behind the operation, what is as I go through these, if there's anything you want to share about them or your favorite one, I would love to hear that too. So these are some of the options.
Flavor rapid fire.
All right, so Rocky Mountain Kickin' Ketchup, first
awesome.
one.
Yep. So taking ketchup to a whole nother game. No high fructose corn syrup in it at all, like typical ketchup does. So it's better for you. It has tons of flavor, and we use that you want to take meatloaf to a whole nother level. Bam!
Yes,
right there. Yes, and you can now. The power is in your hands, right? But I mean, we'll throw a spoonful of mayo in that and do shredded chicken with it. I mean, it'll kick buffalo sauce to the curb. I mean, you're only limited by your imagination.
No doubt. And one of the things, I was thinking the same thing, and then Joe said, he says, this guy has pizzazz.
Yeah!
The energy you were bringing tonight over there as well, too. All right, next one up for the giveaway: Campfire Caramel Pecan Apple Butter.
It's a mouthful of flavor, and let me tell you, This is our #1 selling product. I can't tell you what's my personal favorite because it's like picking your favorite child, right? They all have different uses and stuff, but let me tell you about this, right? Down here in the southern regions of the United States, they're like, I'm going to put that on a hot biscuit. And absolutely, you should definitely do that. But you want to know what I do? I'll take it in. I slow smoke pork chops, finish them, pan sear, and put a spoonful of that in the pan. And I glaze them and make caramel, pecan, apple, butter, pork chops all day. I've also mixed it with cream cheese and put it into puff pastry. Get a little salt and sugar bay on it. And I make caramel, pecan, apple, butter empanadas. You want to take that to a tailgate?
Mind blown. Definitely, definitely. Pam said, would it be great on ice cream? Question mark.
Yes. And you know what? I like to put it in the microwave just for I use the microwave for about 3 purposes. Popping a bag of popcorn, melting butter, and making a little topping for my sundaes, right? Absolutely fabulous if you just give it that 15, 20 seconds just to get it, a little love, get those molecules in motion, and then you top it on there. Also, our Huckleberry Preserves, the Wild West Huckleberry Preserves, also a big ice cream favorite.
Awesome. Let's see. We'll do one more and then we'll pivot and come back to some others. Let's talk about Big Sky Bourbon barbecue sauce right here. Give us some thoughts on that one.
Yeah, so Big Sky Bourbon barbecue sauce. And if you haven't noticed, there's kind of a theme that goes along with our products here. Is I was born and raised in Montana, and I've spent more years of my life than anywhere else. But I've also traveled all over the United States. And so people ask me, what's my style? And I don't want to be just like Kansas City barbecue. Love Kansas City barbecue. My better half, Kansas City Jen from Kansas City, Texas barbecue is great. Carolina is great. So I picked my favorites. And when you taste that Big Sky bourbon, you get the sweetness up front, followed by a little taste of that vinegar, and then the smooth bourbon on the back end. So, I mean, whether it's ribs or chicken or anything in between, glazing burgers, it's got you covered, and it's got a really dynamic, awesome flavor profile.
Now, Shelly said the bourbon makes everything better. Do you agree with that statement?
I do. When we've been doing our live cooking shows, I'm gonna have to add that. I've always said it's the 3 B's that make life better, and that's what are the 3 B's? Butter, bacon, and beer. But now we're gonna add Big Sky Bourbon Barbecue, so we've got a 4th B thanks to Shelly.
I like that. Now, the question I have, is there actually bourbon in the recipe?
Yes, 100%. 100%, and you can taste it, but it's not like when you order a shot of bourbon at the bar and you're like, woo! It doesn't give you the chilly willies down your spine when it's a very smooth flavor component. Life and flavor are about balance, right? So all these products are really well balanced and designed to work in conjunction too with your other flavors, so you can develop those levels. It's about building levels of flavor to really entice your palate.
Agreed. And with that, Tony says she's now getting so hungry. Does that happen a lot? Like when you talk about the food, people just start to get hungry with these like sauces?
It has been known to happen. And
I want to shout out Amy. She just liked your page. Again, this is your public service announcement. Go like Montana Max BBQ. This is a couple that's hustling, trying to get it done. And as Joe said earlier, got some nice pizzazz, baby. Nice pizzazz.
To have a little pizzazz.
Good stuff. So everyone at home, drop your comments. Let us know your favorite of those. We're going to look at a few more here in just a little bit, but keep the comments coming for your favorite ones for that. Or if you have questions, put them in there. I'm going to try to catch those and spit those out to them while we got the man, the myth, the legend, Mr. Pizzazz on the live show. Good stuff. All right. So last time, I know you weren't able to join our show last time when Sketchy was on here. We did a live cooking show with Spam.
Yes.
So I think you told me you went back and you watched some of that show. Is that correct?
I was enthralled. Yes. Watching Sketchy cook, right? What do I say? I couldn't look away. Let's just put it that way. But I will tell you, he didn't do bad. He didn't do bad. I love Spam. In fact, I used to rock that Spam shirt. I lived in Minnesota for a period of time, the home of where Spam is made. And it goes all the way back to my childhood. I remember my grandma Max, that's who I'm named after, Maxine, introduced me to Spam with fried Spam sandwiches at a very young age, you know. But Sketchy, what he demonstrated beautifully is how easy, just with the flick of a wrist, that's how easy it is to add seasoning, to make your scrambled eggs, to make your mac and cheese, to make your Spam, to do those things and elevate it. It's also a great way to make it creative, right? So like I carry these 3 seasonings with us wherever we travel because that's all I need, right? That's all I need. I've got 3 distinct flavor profiles, and just like Sketchy did, he's like, let's add the letter buck into the mac and cheese that he was doing.
And it worked.
Guess what? It transforms it. You don't have to have a bunch of different bottles of stuff. You get a really awesome natural flavor profile, and he killed it. And the proof was there. If you go back and watch that show, watch how he takes down that plate. He doesn't breathe.
Well, that's pretty sketchy. Like now, again, it probably helped because there was good flavor on there as well too. And I was like, just the appreciation, like probably for what you and others like in your space do with some of these live cooking classes. I think we all gain a little more appreciation for that, like when you're actually doing it yourself versus watching it.
Yeah, it's a different world, as you well know, when you're live, and then when you add things like, oh, let's introduce fire into the equation. Yeah, you know, you got to be on point, and you know, there's always a lot of things going on. We did a lot of streaming cooking shows on YouTube and Facebook, of course, but we streamed a ton on Twitch. And if you joined us in the kitchen, if you follow us on Twitch and or followed us on YouTube, our lights would change and sounds would play and all this stuff. So it was like all these different stimuli are firing off while you're like, oh, by the way, we are making this, you know, perfect plate of food.
Yeah, no doubt, no doubt. Like even the stuff I do a lot of live stuff, but I don't do live cooking because like I feel like it's a struggle sometimes to get the right shot and all the stuff going on when you're cooking a lot of things for it. So again, I just thought I gave Sketchy some props for it, but I wanted to hear from a professional. Now, how would you rate his overall performance? 1 to 10, with 10 being the best cooking live show ever?
You know what? For coming out of the gate like he did with no fear, I'm going to give him an easy 7 on that. No problem. Well above average. And trust me, I've seen a lot of cooking stuff. You know, and if Sketchy goes back, it's been recorded in time that he is above average. Now, I know in true Sketchy fashion that this will go straight to his head and he'll be filling out an application for Le Cordon Bleu probably next week. But I was impressed. He was fearless, and he turned out quality food. And at the end of the day, that's what matters.
That is what matters. All right. I see Tony or Diane said, I like Montana Max BBQ on Facebook and Instagram. So thank you, Diane, for giving them that follow there. Tony said 7. Do I hear 8? 8. Do I hear 9? That'd be sketchy. Right? He'd be negotiating with you to up his ranking. So I think Tony knows Sketchy too well. Let's see. Debbie Sue's checking in from Tallahassee. Debbie Sue also said she's going apple butter is what she's about right there. Gregory said happy Thursday with a bunch of emojis from drinking to fire to beer and everything else. That was probably some like the 4 B's on the fire's bond. Fire.
All the good things.
Here you go. Good stuff. Good stuff. All right. So I have a question for you.
Yes.
It's really random. It came up because I still have a regular corporate job, and it came up in a conversation today about Spam. I don't know how Spam keeps coming into my life. I've never had Spam. I've said that, but I have this can, and the challenge was like, Luke, you think you can't make a night like a Spam, like something people would like that never had Spam or think like, no, would want to eat. And so I was like, you know what? I'm going to take that challenge and do something this weekend. I have a few ideas. My question for you, with your seasoning sauces, what should I consider as one of a good complement for Spam, in your opinion?
So Spam is a really unique product, and it's gotten a bad rap from people because it comes in a can, right? But it's actually really great. Basically, the components of Spam that make it up are the pork butt, which we all know from the barbecue world, and also the ham. And they're ground, and that is what the meat is. It's not a mystery meat at all. It's actually high quality meat that you eat all the time. Now, you got to remember, if I was going to season Spam for an ultimate dish, Spam naturally has saltiness to it, so I would pair it with something sweet. That would be my suggestion to you, is to create that balance, right? And get that beautiful umami flavor, get those taste buds popping, right? It's balance that natural beauty of Spam with its inherent saltiness, give it a sweet component, and all of a sudden you're a leg up on the game.
All right, I like it. So we're balancing the salty and the sweet is my tip as I go into this tailgating challenge I had to take on today at work. So good stuff. Good stuff. All right.
And it's a delicacy in Hawaii. I mean, it's their national dish. I mean, yeah, there's go with that last best on that Spam. You won't regret it. Neither will your work folk.
Now, I feel like the people at home are probably thinking the same thing I am. We've seen a random hand just fly into the video a few times.
Oh,
the random hand have an intro?
Come on, Vanna. So we are literally a ma and pa business, and as you have known from the chat here and everything, I am Montana Max, and this is my partner in food, love, and life, on the road, in the lugging the sauces all over the country. This is Miss Kansas City Jen, and we do our live shows together and all of our in-person classes. I mean, there's one of the great things about starting our own company and do this is I get to do what I love with my best friend in life, and
it's an adventure. And he sleeps really hard at night. He crashes hard.
I'm like a toddler. I run around all day and then
he is. Like this all the time, not just on camera.
Yeah, people think, oh wow, well, yeah, she lives it 24/7.
Awesome. It is. I mean, it's a great story, right? To be able to do something you love with the person you love, like who can't respect that and get behind that too.
Right.
Everybody's saying hello to me. Thank you.
Saying hello back to everyone out there. So yeah, thanks for welcoming everyone onto the program. All right, so with that, let's look at a few more options we have out here. Everybody at home, keep those comments coming and questions you may have. So I think we got was Letterbuck, was that the one you just put on camera a moment ago? Did I see that?
No, it was Last Best. That's our sweet one. Now the Letterbuck is going to be more on the savory side. So with our 3 seasonings, right? The Last Best, sweeter end of the spectrum. The Letterbuck is going to be on your savory end. So not only great, for chops and chicken, get it? Letterbuck. But also absolute. I know I had to. But if you love vegetables, and some of our most diehard customers are actually vegetarians, because I'm going to say it, and I might ruffle some feathers in the chat here, but things like tofu and vegetables can be a little boring. Okay, so Letterbuck really livens up things like asparagus and broccoli and so much more, and it gives you that lemony pepper uplift on the end. If you want to attach it to the barbecue world, I'd call it that Carolina tang.
All right, I've seen a question come through a few times now. She said, "Is it good on tri-tips?" So I guess the question I want to have is, what if somebody has a tri-tip? What do you recommend out of your arsenal they put on that?
Great question. So, being that I'm from Montana, and there's obviously a huge beef industry in Montana, as well as most places I lived, I think beef is beautiful and doesn't need a lot of things to mess with. If I was using one, I would drop the magic on it, the Montana Max Mountain Magic, because it's simple, straightforward, and what it does is it lets the beef be the star of the dish, right? The seasoning, I'm not trying to tell you need to make a seasoning the star of the dish. You want your protein or your vegetable or whatever you're cooking to be the star. What we're doing is we're giving it a little assist there to really elevate it into the spotlight. And I would go with the Mountain Magic, and that's what I use for steaks, brisket, tri-tip, all those wonderful beefy goodness cuts. And that's really all you got to do to it. Maybe add a little butter in there, because remember, back to the 3 B's, butter makes everything better. But Mountain Magic all the way on a tri-tip. Of course, you could use any one of your seasonings. That's half the fun. Play with your food. Try things. You never know what you might end up liking.
I mean, that's probably how some of the best inventions and combinations that on the surface you were like, how'd that ever happen? Somebody played with it and did some innovation in that space.
You never know. You may have the next big thing.
You never know. All right. With that, everybody at home, hit the thumbs up, hit the heart, follow Montana Max BBQ on any of the social platforms you are on. There is a code at the bottom of the screen for anyone that's just like, man, I'm too hungry. I got to get some of that. Tailgate 20. I say is 20% off their order. Is that right?
That's right. 20% off your complete order. So stock those carts up and take advantage of that. I'm a stingy cowboy, and I made this code specifically for the tailgate community here, because I typically only do discounts this big when we're going into like Black Fridays and things like that. But it's such an honor and such a privilege here to be with you all that I was like, I gotta give them my best game here. So even if you don't win and you're like, I want that Montana Max flavor, doing you with that coupon code there for 20% off your order on everything you put in your cart.
Yep. Anybody that gets some, if you win it or buy it, I'd love, and I'm sure Montana Max would too, would love to see how you use it. Post it in our Facebook group, tag us, whatever that looks like. Just love seeing what you all are doing out there with some of the fun stuff.
110%. We love to see what you're cooking, and everyone's at different points in their journey of cooking, and we love to be a resource, and and that's part of the fun too, is you turn out something, be proud of that. We give each other props, we all lift each other up. That's how everything gets better.
No doubt. Bonita said, which one did you say again was good on veggies? Give the veggie plug again.
The veggies, you got to just let her buck on those veggies. That's what you got to do. Let her buck.
Let her buck on the veggies. Let her buck on the veggies. Let's see. Christina loves the energy. Diane says, how long is the promo code good for? When you cutting it off?
You know what? I'm going to let it probably go for a while. Let's just make it easy here, because we got a lot of things going on, and I'll run it for your tailgate community all the way through the month of April.
Excellent. He's going to just let her buck all the way through the month of April.
Hey, pew, pew!
Oh, man, I love it. I love it. I love it. All right. With that, so I do have over here, I'm going to plug we have a grilling giveaway going on right now with some fun stuff. One of them being Monument Grills. So this is for everyone at home. This is not our live giveaway. This is running in tandem with it. Pinned to the top of the page, you can enter to win daily with 4 cool prizes. So my question for Montana Max, when we talk about grills, do you have a brand or a grill you're like, this is the one for me? What goes into it?
No, I do not. And these, I'll tell you right there, let's get in the frame right there. Them Monument grills, some pretty grills right there. I'll tell you, like, I like my grills pretty. They are gorgeous looking, and I talk and instruct all sorts of people all the time, and my motto is any fire, anywhere, anytime. If you got a gas grill, guess what? So do I. If you got a pellet grill, guess what? So do I. If you want to cook over live fire, let's do it, So I don't have anything particular, and I'm a big advocate of finding what makes you happy, and that's what you're going to be most successful on.
No doubt, no doubt. So like the Monument Grill, I just got it set up this week, and I haven't even used it yet. I got the blue one for it. Blue's my favorite color.
Naturally.
For it. So it's like so when somebody's getting a brand new grill that's never been used, do you have any seasoning tips or anything for that, kind of getting it into that groove, so to speak?
Yeah. So number one, with any new grill, whether gas grill or whatever it may be, you're going to want to get the heat going on that and get it up high, because any grill that comes direct from the factory has the risk of having just manufacturing dust or oils or things on that. And you don't want any of that to come into your food. So you want to crank that up to about 500 degrees and let that go for about a half hour to make sure that burns off in the chamber inside. And then what I like to do is just take your good old fashioned, not while the grill's not over the flames, but go ahead and just give a nice light coating of Pam or whatever and spray it in there and let it burn that off, and you'll get a nice seasoned interior to your grill, and you're ready to cook. It's that simple.
It's that simple. All right. I'm going to do that this weekend too, in addition to my spam challenge.
I love it.
All right. So everyone at home, if you hit the heart button, hit the share button, follow Montana Max over here. And so I wanted to give the platform to you now too, because I think you told me you're doing a tour. Can you tell us a little bit about the tour you're going to be doing?
So this is a one-of-a-kind experience for us, as well as every one of you. And if you're like, oh, that Montana Max guy, he's so crazy, I don't know if I should follow him, here's why you should. We are launching the United States of Flavor tour, and Kansas City Jen and I are going on tour. I'm going back to my musician days, and we are spreading flavor in a year's time to all 48 states in the contiguous United States. What's even cooler than that is you're invited on the tour with us. So we are going to have different content across all of our platforms. So Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, we're going to be doing live streaming on Twitch from the cockpit of the tour bus where you can see the country just as we do, first person perspective, hang out on the road with us. We're going to be doing cooking videos, small business location reviews, because there's so many wonderful small businesses and companies out there that are grinding away, that do amazing things. And it's about everyone coming together and really what makes America great. And all you got to do to be part of the tour is like or follow our pages and join us on the tour. It's that simple. And we won't let you down, because we're going to have some zany fun times. We're going to make some delicious food, and we'd love to have you join us on it.
So Tony asked, will you have a schedule on your website for your tour and your stop dates?
Yes. So the tour, we are going to be doing it in legs. We are based in Arkansas right now. That's where we call home, is in the Ozark Mountains. If I can't be in the Rockies, I'll tell you the Ozarks are not a bad place to be. But yes, so they're on our website, MontanaMaxBBQ.com. There's a whole page with information, and we just announced the first leg of the tour. We're starting off in May, and we are going up to the Dakotas, Montana, Washington, Oregon, Idaho, Utah, and Colorado. That's right. So we're going to be hitting the Pacific Northwest, western region of the United States on the first leg of the tour, and that will roughly take us about 6 weeks to accomplish that leg of the tour. We'll be back for a couple, and then we'll be announcing the next leg. And I'll give you the sneak peek here, because we know what the next leg is. And you can see all the states we'll be hitting on our website and social media. But the next, we're going to the other side, and we're going to go to the Northeast on the second leg of the tour.
Okay, yeah, I see people are dropping comments like swing by Indiana, Nebraska, please come to Tennessee, North Carolina. So everybody's come see me, Montana Max, bring that pizzazz.
We will, and this is where you can actually get involved in the tour. We're going to do fun giveaways and, all kinds of different stuff along the road to, keep it entertaining and stuff. But if you want Montana Max flavor in your neck of the woods, let us know where we should stop. I mean, I have not been to every state. We're taking this big tour, and if you got a place near you, whether it's awesome butcher shop or meat market, or maybe a hardware store that sells the best grills in town, or whatever you got. I mean, we're in distilleries and wineries in Missouri and Arkansas and stuff. But if you got a shop that you were like, that should be an official tour stop, let me know, because we can definitely put that on the map.
So if somebody wanted to let you know, do they go on your page and send you a message, just tag the company they want you to go to? What would be the best way for them to let you know?
Any way they want to do it. We have posts up that they can tag the companies on our Facebook and Instagram page. They can send me an email. They can reach out to the company and tell them I'm easy to get a hold of, So however they want to do it, you can send me an email directly. All of our contact information is on our website and socials and everything. So, any advice or tips or tricks that because no one knows your state better than you, let us know. Give us a helping hand by giving us a little direction, because that'll definitely help us out when we're planning our routes and stuff.
No doubt. I see so many people just calling out where they're from. So now, where you're from, that one spot is man, they need to have some of this here. That's where you need to let him know, tag them, whatever the case may be, just have a little bit of fun with it too, to expand the brand. So with that being said too, I know my mom has asked in the past, she's like, where can I get Montana Max? Is it in any stores around me? Can you tell? I know they can get it on your website, right? That's probably the easiest spot to snag it. But if they wanted to, in stores, get any type of geographic area that you're in right now?
We are predominantly in Missouri and the Arkansas region right now. We just surpassed 22 retail locations, and we do have a store locator. on our website. And as we go out on tour here, and if you guys got, that's why I'm saying, if you got tips, if you want someplace in your neck of the woods, I'm coming to your town. I'll help you flavor down. We're an American brand. Just let us know, and we can get that store locator to have that little dot right next to you.
Awesome. All right. I know we're getting close to being on time here. Everyone, like, put your comments in there for your favorite one that you've seen tonight that you would pick if you won. Remember, Tailgate 20 to save 20% off of any Montana Max orders. So here's your one curveball question.
Yeah, throw it at me.
All right. So again, let's just say you ran out of all your Montana Max. You will have none left, and you need some flavor. Is there any other salsas or seasonings that would ever grace your palate?
Absolutely. And as much as I'd love to think that everyone would just eat Montana Max products for every meal of the day, that's just insane, right? And I can tell you, and if you ever watch our live cooking shows, whether it's on YouTube or Twitch or Facebook Live or whatever we do, you'll see that we experiment with all types of flavor. I will tell you one brand that is one of our favorites is, have you heard of the Special Shit brand?
I think so. They use the S word a lot in their marketing.
Yeah, sorry. I should have censored myself. Thank you. But yes, they do. But here's the thing is, not only are they like a kitschy name, which a lot of stuff that's kitschy I found doesn't taste very good, they make an excellent product.
Okay, there you go. Because I always I know there's probably other stuff too, but it's just interesting to hear, like, from someone that's created something, like, what still gets their respect outside of their own.
Yeah. And that whole line it's fun, it's funny, but it tastes fabulous, and we use that in our cooking still to this day. It's absolutely a great line of products. And in a conversation starter.
No doubt. So the last question I have for you, and then we'll work to wrap this up, is if I asked you, because again, I feel like there's a wide plethora of different, like, options of seasonings and brands out there. Tell the people watching what makes yours different.
What makes ours
Montana Max?
Absolutely. And what makes ours different, and I will tell you, one of the big things is there's no junk, there's no filler, there's no MSG. These are all natural ingredients, and that's what makes it different. There's so many condiments, and I'm not just talking barbecue, because as you can see, we got all kinds of different flavors and stuff, but there's all sorts of different condiments and seasonings and stuff that don't have the best stuff in it for you, and flavor and living your best life and quality. I preach this all the time when we're doing cooking demos and cooking shows. It's all the little things that you do that really make something special and wonderful, and respect yourself enough to not put that junk in you. And I mean, I can sit here and tell you about flavors and profiles and stuff, all the things, but we really pride ourselves that all of our products are all natural with no junk, no fillers whatsoever. So not only do they taste fantastic, but they're going to be better for you than a lot of the stuff you're pulling off the shelf.
See, that's what I believed your response was going to be, because I've tested a lot of different seasonings and stuff over the years. And like, when I start seeing the stuff where it's like, I don't know if I can even pronounce that, it's like, really? And so I was like, I appreciate it, because I'm big into fitness and working out and trying to be as healthy as possible while still enjoying a couple of beers and some tailgate food on occasion. For us, I appreciate stuff like that too, where it's like, we can have flavor, but it doesn't have to come at a cost.
No, it doesn't. And we don't have to sacrifice ourselves or our bodies. And that's what changed my life, is like when I first met Jen, and she goes, take green fluffy thing and eat, Max. And I said, what is green fluffy thing? She goes, it's called broccoli. I was like, oh, broccoli. But just eating real and natural foods. At this point in my life, I'm far healthier than I was in my younger years, just because of, well, yes, you. Thank you. Kansas City, Jen. But what we put into our body and making the conscious choice to do that. And I'll tell you, it's worth it. Quality of ingredients is a big thing. Whether it's the chicken or beef you're buying or the seasonings you put it on, it's those little things, and that extra buck that you spend on it pays dividends in the long run. It really does. I'm living proof of that.
Agreed. All right. So as we wind down, everyone put your comments, because you don't have Sketchy to pick the winner tonight. I'll pick a winner right after the show and post it on there. So here's your last chance to get comments in. Let us know your favorite one in the comments. The last best is 1. Let her buck is 2. The ketchup, kicking ketchup. I saw somebody ask, how hot is it? How hot would you describe the scale of 1 to 10? 10 being an inferno.
2. It's 2. So it's really interesting, because when we're out doing shows, and that's what we're doing this weekend, we're in the RV, is we sample all of our products, and that's a very common question I get. Right? It's got a little bit of heat on the back end, but it's enough. Oh, I lost my earpiece here. There we go. Sorry. It's got enough heat for people that like spice, that it appeases them. But for people like Kansas City Jen that are not big spice fans, it 100% absolutely is palatable for them as well.
All right, we lost a little bit of your volume when you put it back in there. I'm not sure if there was a adjustment.
Maybe.
Okay, I can still hear you, but it just lowered the volume a little bit. All right, let's see. Campfire Caramel Pecan Apple Butter is another one. The steak sauce, I don't think we got into the steak sauce, but the steak sauce is on there too. And the Big Sky Bourbon Barbecue Sauce. And the Mountain Magic, of course. Mountain Magic over here too. Those are the options this evening. Put your comments in there. One of the awesome things, like Montana Max brought it tonight with 100% certainty, the pizzazz, and the comments that I've seen over here, just like, great show. I appreciated Gregory's. He said, great show. And they said, as always. And I was like, appreciate that, Gregory. But again, like, this was an excellent show. And again, excellent couple that's out there hustling. I appreciate the hustle as much as anyone, and the dancing and the energy and the pizzazz and everything, as you know. For it. So again, make sure you follow them on any social media platforms, because trust me, even if they say, Luke, I can't buy it right now, I'm not gonna be able to buy it, it's okay. The support still means something on social media. Trust me when I say that. So again, with that, Montana Max, anything else you want to close the show out with, like a wise word or anything else for the people?
Well, don't squat with your spurs on, kids. That's your Montana wisdom for the night. And I will tell you this, I just want to give you, specifically, Luke, a huge thank you for having both Kansas City Jen and I on the show tonight. It's an absolute privilege, and thank you everyone that joined us. It's really our privilege and honor to be able to spend time with you all. So thank you so much. And are you doing one item they get to pick for the giveaway, right? Well,
unless you say different.
Because we were on the show tonight and we're super excited. We're going to throw in a Montana Max second mystery item. Ooh. I'm going to choose one that complements the flavor you choose. So you're going to double up with a double prize tonight.
Bonus. People love bonuses, right? Mystery bonus prizes are pretty awesome. So good stuff with that. Again, keep the comments coming. We're going to close the show out now too. I'm going to leave it with Joe's comment. He said, don't hate the hustle. Don't hate, just tailgate. You know, that's my motto over there. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you, Montana Max and Montana Max, Miss Montana Max. I call you a lot of different things over there. But appreciate you being on the show. Awesome show tonight. And with that, have a good night, everybody. Talk to you soon.
Bye.